there. We've got vegetarian, new people that is really delicious. You can get samples, kind of like going to Costco, but not as crowded.
With lots of sunshine and live music.
Yes, lots of sunshine and live music. So our first guest are Lori Collier and Liz Bolt from Boquete Health and Hospice. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Good morning.
And Lori or Liz, tell us what's going on with your organization.
Yeah, this is Lori. What I wanted to tell you about first was our coming up blood drive. This is to celebrate World Blood Donor Day. It is on Saturday, June 12th, and we invite everyone to participate in it. By the way, Piero is one of our sponsors. If you are a donor, you get a little treat afterwards to, help replenish your blood and your energy, and it includes a little bit of his raspberry Greek yogurt.
Oh, it's so
So we
good.
thank him, yes. If you want to donate, you need to be under 65, not have traveled for the last 3 months, not have had COVID for the last 3 months, no recent tattoos, and in general good health. And we really, really appreciate anyone who's willing to do that.
Lori, where is the donation going to be held?
Okay, we're doing it at the Animales building, the event center. It's also called the Ruby McKenzie Clinic. It's the turnoff is directly across from Supercentro Ivans. There's a little sign that says Amigos de Animales there, and that's the turnoff. The hours are from 7 to 12, and we're making appointments because we are following MINSA guidelines, only allowing so many people in at a certain time. What this program has done, this is going to be our 4th blood drive. And we have partnered with the blood bank at Hospital Regional. And they are so gracious. They bring up a staff of 10 people. And it's amazing how efficient it is. We're pre-registering everybody, so we've got all their data. So they come in, get a little mini checkup, get some blood tested to see if they're okay, no infection. And then there's a little questionnaire with a doctor. And then you pass all that, and you get hooked up, and they take the blood from you. Takes maybe 5-10 minutes, depending on the size of your veins. And then you rest and recover with your snack, including Piero's yogurt, and you're good to go.
Can you imagine? I remember it used to be before the blood bank. Oh my heck.
Well,
it was 5-6 hours at a hospital waiting around. So
this is how it used to be. Oh, someone needs blood. This is an emergency. Okay,
Yes.
Someone sends out on News Boquete or Facebook page or whatever. Oh, negative, needed immediately. Come down to Hospital Regional, and then it's like a 6-hour process of waiting. Does it match? Blah blah blah. So how this works now? We collect blood. We've collected already 160 pints of blood in 3 blood drives, which is just
Wow.
totally
That's
amazing.
great.
Because every pint can help 3 people, could potentially save 3 lives because of the way they
Yeah.
separate the
right,
blood and how they use it.
plasma,
Platelets.
blood cells.
And so we collect this blood. Of course, they use it right away as needed at the blood bank. But what we get is credit. So like we have, for example, 160 pints worth of credit that we can ask for. And recently, actually, our president's neighbor had to go to the hospital, and all of a sudden emergency surgery, and they were saying we don't have that blood. And so the neighbor called our bloodline number, and we talked with the director of the blood bank, and she said, yes, I'm calling the hospital, telling them, use what blood you have, we're going to replenish it the very next day. And that's what happened. And
So you can go to any hospital to get the blood. You
Yes.
don't have to get it. You don't
Right.
have to go to the regional hospital.
We-
That's amazing.
Right.
Kudos to you guys for getting that all together. That's
yeah,
amazing.
so there's, we've got various numbers. One to call our administrator for help. Liz will talk more about that. We've got a number, a WhatsApp number just for the bloodline. But the easiest thing to remember would be our website because all the information is there. And that is boquetehealth.org. So how you can remember that is you live in Boquete, you want good health, and we're the organization that can help you and support you
idea.
by doing that. Okay, one more thing on this. If you are not able to donate blood, which a lot of us can't because we're just, we're healthy, but we're too old, we have a program called a Matching Fund Drive. And it's basically a pledge. You say, okay, I'll pledge $1 for every pint that you guys collect during the blood drive. And this is your way to help support us to be able to keep doing these kinds of programs, especially.
That's actually probably going to work really well for me. I'm not eligible to give because I've been outside Panama, and therefore I'm a little bit hamstrung because I'm a huge fan of blood drives. I'm actually a 10-gallon donor myself. I started giving in high school when I was 17 years old. And I would love to tell you that it was altruistic, but the truth is they gave us McDonald's hamburgers for giving blood. When you're 17, that's motivation.
Yeah, or you got paid for it too. Sometimes in the States. Yeah, here you don't get paid for it. We get a lot of support from the expat community. They understand, giving blood. We're working on educating more Panamanians, and they're coming along, but they're hesitant.
Well,
However, this is the cool thing is we give them each once they donate a little blood donor card. On the back is if you or your family or your neighbor needs blood, call this number. There is a reason that you can donate. You can get help directly and immediately from us.
that is fantastic. And remind us again when the event's going to be held.
Saturday, June 12th, 7 to 12 p.m. And it's by appointment. So again, you would, the easiest way is to go to our website, boquetehealth.org. And then you'll see a way to click on to sign up.
Fantastic. Well, folks, if y'all will stay tuned, Bolivar has a tune that he's going to play for us.
Hey, let's go.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day.
song. I think everybody knows that song from watching Friends. Well, welcome back to the radio show, The Gals on the Radio. And Liz Bolt, you have some information that you want to provide for us regarding hospice and health and hospice.
Yeah, we have, want to talk about 2 events we have coming up, and then I'll talk about what we actually do. We have our June meeting will be on June 9th at 1 o'clock, and Dr. Rod Gatula will be talking to us about medical cannabis. And he'll be doing that. He usually gives us a 10 to 20 minute talk each meeting, but this one he'll have the whole hour we're devoting to that. He spoke for us to, man, a full house. I don't even know how many people we had back in 2019 on Valentine's Day. And that was like his schedule, and we thought, well, that may not go over. It went over great, and he has lots of good information for people that want to know what is the medical background for this, what is the difference in this, what is the difference with the THC, what is the difference in that. So it's really good. It's not so medical you can't follow it, but it gives you good information.
Is there a cost for that?
There is no cost for that.
And where will it be located?
That is the same place we're going to have the blood drive, at the Animales building.
And what time will that be at?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Actually, Liz, I think because of some recent MINSA guidelines, we're going to do it just as a strictly Zoom
Right.
meeting. But that also means that you don't have to go anywhere. You can
Right.
sit in your pajamas and listen to it.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, it is Zoom.
And what was your other event?
Actually, it's not an event. Well, it is an event. Being prepared. I don't know if you guys know about that. We have it's one of our big initiatives, being prepared for life and death in Boquete, and we have the wonderful little book that that Denise is holding up for everyone to see. And you can buy that at Mailbox, etc., for $10. Then, as the follow-up, we'll be having and this is by appointment, not by appointment, but registration. And it will be in the Animales building on July 21st, I'm sorry.
July 21st?
21st. I believe it's at 10. I'm not sure. Do you know?
11.
11. Okay, thank you. Just to go over what's the booklet itself is very self-explanatory, but we always have questions about the things. To me, when I read something like that, then I have another question. And so we have that's going to be going on. And I think probably to sign up on
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll have information, notices coming out, and it's we call it a workshop. You need to already have your booklet. You need to already look through it and be prepared for the workshop.
Okay.
Besides being prepared for any
Life or death.
life or
in
death,
Boquete.
accidental death.
we started out with that being planning ahead for death, and then we expanded that because so much we wanted to expand it, and there's a lot of it you need to know beforehand, as well as there's listings of doctors and locations and hospitals and so forth. A lot of valuable information there, even if you have your estate planning or so forth that you think you're done. This is a medical planning.
Well, I think one of the things that I really like about it too is the section that says basically having a buddy, having your contact information known by at least one other person, and having the refrigerator list of information that might be needed about you in the event that you're not able to communicate.
There are examples where someone's husband had a stroke and could not communicate. Well, the wife didn't know the passwords into their account in the States to send money down. So these are the things that you want to have your passwords ready to give to your spouse.
That buddy list actually came about from some friends sitting around talking, and they're like, we've been friends for 10 years, but if something happened to you, I don't know how to get a hold of your kids. I'm going to hit Facebook, and then I don't know their married name, or I don't know if they're on Facebook or whatever. So that's how the buddy list kind of started. It almost, I guess, started this whole thing of being prepared.
Well, and this book is fairly recent too. It was just revised last year.
Right.
So the brand new one is the only one there, and you pick those up at Mailbox, etc.
And also at our table at the Tap
yes.
Out Tuesday Market at the doors to the old theater.
Right. We
Okay.
have Linda. We have Barbara Lapid. They're doing blood pressures on a donation, or if you like, just for free. But she's there, and she has bags and information to provide for you.
So those are the things we've got coming up shortly.
Lori, tell us a little bit more about what else you guys do, because I know it's more than just this.
She's pointing at me. Okay.
Or
I'm
Liz.
handing that off to Liz. Liz is our vice president, and she's also retired RN.
How many nurses do you have in your group?
Oh, I don't really know. There's Barbara. I'm going to guess at least 10.
Yeah.
Wow, great.
Yeah. Maybe, muscle mass. But yeah. Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's a difference, of course, a big difference from how hospice runs in the States. But it's, a lot of the things that we do are, we do a medical equipment loans.
And that's wonderful. I've been able to get that for Panamanians. Go down and get
Sure.
a chair for the bathroom and a walker, and it was so easy to do. I really appreciated having, and the room is so big with so many things to lend out. It's amazing.
We do. We also have oxygen concentrators and hospital beds as needed. And those are all on short-term basis. We can't loan those out, obviously, for years at a time. But those are great. And people bring back. And then people donate to us as well, those things. So we have those for donations. I
Yeah,
guess
people, just to interrupt, in case you have those things in your house and someone has died or you don't know what to do with it, you should call and you
Yes.
can get that taken out of your house and
We'll
not have
even
to worry
take
about it.
Pampers.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the adult diapers, whatever they're
Right.
called.
Right. To start, I guess the first is our main line is, and I'm going to go ahead and give the number out. It's on our website. It's here. We have handouts and all kinds of stuff. But that number is 6781-9250. And we have administrators that pick up that phone. 2 of them are RNs. And that's 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, and 9 to 1 Saturday and Sunday. We are not an emergency service, and sometimes people think that we are an emergency service. We are not, and that's why.
But do
you know,
they
we
have
our-
do they have WhatsApp? Where they can
Yes.
leave messages?
WhatsApp and a phone, both are available.
What's your WhatsApp number?
It's the same. It's
Same.
6781. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
9250.
6781,
They're the same.
okay.
Same number. We also do health and respite support for family members who are trying to take care of loved ones. We will have volunteers come in. Now, obviously, I'm telling you what we would do in normal circumstances. This during the quarantine, and
It's been a little bit of a challenge.
It's been a great challenge, and we've not been able to do that. Fortunately, there were not, very many elective surgeries. There were not as many accidents because people were in their homes. So we've not had as much of that need. We also do emotional support and final arrangements. That's part of when a person goes into hospice care with us. There's a nurse assigned. There's volunteers, depending on what the need is. We find a lot of our Panamanian friends here have lots of family to help, and then sometimes what we find with expats is the opposite.
Is that they're isolated?
They're isolated, or maybe it's just a couple, and she's trying to do all the caretaking and getting the groceries and so forth. So we work with them, just a buddy, to use the other word that we were using a while ago. But those are some of the things we do. We talked about the hospice care, as when we do the respite support. If somebody needs to go out, we can stay with that person. If somebody else needs to go out and get the groceries, or just needs
Just a
day
break.
out, just needs a break, and usually 3 or 4 hours, depending on the case. Some people don't like to be gone very long with that.
The other wonderful thing is their food.
Yeah,
I actually got to take advantage of that. I had some knee surgery and somebody came in. Ever since then, and whenever they're asked, I join up as a as a thank you for doing that. And it's really cool. You can make whatever, they tell you what they like, and then you just drop it off, and it's a really wonderful thing. And anybody can do it. You don't have to be dying or anything. You have, you
Right.
fall and you need help. If you can't
Absolutely.
cook for yourself. I think that's a wonderful program that Bev does. Bev Stern's in charge of that, and it's
Right.
really a great program. I'm very grateful for that.
Who did you say was in charge of it?
Bev Stearns,
How nice.
yeah. How about
And-
if we, are you at the end of your list there, or do you have more?
Pretty much.
We
yeah.
thought we'd play another song,
All right.
and then we'll come back and get some more information.
All right.
Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone, dancing, you know, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubt, giving me everything inside and out. Love's strange, so real in the dark. Think of the tender things that we were working on. Slow change may pull us apart. When the light gets into your heartbeat, don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Will you stand above me? Look my way, never love me. Rain keeps falling down, down, down. Will you recognize me? Call my name or walk on by. Rain keeps falling down, down, down. Don't you try and pretend it's my feeling we'll win in the end. I won't harm you or touch your defenses, vanity, insecurity. Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone, dancing, you know, baby. Don't you take us apart. I'm put us back together, ah, baby. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. As you walk on by, when you call my name, as you walk on by, when you call my name, when you walk away. Oh, when you walk away.
All right. Welcome back. We are live with the Radio Gals, Dee and Denise, coming to you on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM, brought to you by the Tuesday Market at Tap Out. Lori, welcome back, and tell us a little bit more about what you guys have got going on.
One new initiative that started about a year and a half ago before COVID was our CPR training. And so that is a real hands-on training. We've got the mannequins, we have the training AEDs, and what was also involved in that training was a discussion and demonstration on the Heimlich maneuver. We were kind of inspired to start this kind of training because one of our council members almost choked while eating in a restaurant. There were no other patrons there. When he started really having distress, the waiter backed away into the kitchen to hide. And he helped himself by going over a chair and hitting
Right.
his chest, your right solar plexus, enough where the meat came out.
Yeah.
So he saved himself. Well, we thought, wouldn't this be nice information to share? In fact, before COVID hit, we had restaurants signing up for in-house training to train their staff about both of these things. That hasn't happened. When things get more normal again, hopefully, we'll be able to continue that program.
I have actually been CPR trained since I was in about the 3rd or 4th grade, where I used to go roller skating every Saturday. There was a rule that about 11:30, everything stopped. Everyone in the skating rink had to go do Resuscit Annie and do the CPR all the way through, and then we would all get back in a circle and do the hokey pokey and start skating again.
How fun. What a good idea.
How to simultaneously train 100 kids, right? And it was just part of every Saturday. So what I found out later as I got professionally trained was that it is very likely that if you ever have to use CPR, you will use it the first way you ever learned how to use it, just from instinct.
Yeah.
Because, since then it's been modified on how you do the chin, or it's modified on where you place your hand on the forehead. But they said that in the event that I ever actually had to do it, I would probably do it the way I learned at the roller skating rink at Rock Hill, Georgia.
And of course, the very first thing you do is, well, you can't call 911 here. I guess you could.
Yeah.
You might not get that ambulance, but to get some kind of medical emergency help, or send someone for that.
That would be something nice to know about. I'm sure that's probably in your program, but I know the police is 104, and I noticed the other day it said 911. Do we actually have
We
a
do.
911?
The numbers in the Being Prepared
We do have
guide,
911.
Yeah,
And who answers that 911?
It's a very nice person. I had to use them last year in November, and they answered like the second ring.
They're
And they-
located kind of on the way to the airport in David, but they have supposedly ambulance in Dolega.
I actually have some real recent experience with that. And my main thing, it's not a bad thing. So I don't want, but neither do I want people to think it is the 911 you have in the States and somebody's going to be at your door in 10 minutes.
No.
This was, I live in Puerto Rico, so we're a little further out. But it was an hour and a half before an ambulance got there. Now, I like I said, I'm not saying anything bad. I just want people not to depend on 911. And that's one of the reasons the Being Prepared thing kind of started, is that there weren't enough resources,
Immediate
resources. So we have to kind of train ourselves with the CPR and so forth and so on. But I think it is nice to have that. Yeah, there were some circumstances around the needing of it last Monday night, but it did take.
So the CPR program will probably ramp up again once it is safe and we've all been cleared by Mensa. Do you guys need anything in preparation for that? Instructors or?
We always are welcoming volunteers into our organization. We've got so many activities that we're doing that yes, we could use Dee.
No
I'm sorry, D. Horn?
Yes, she's already volunteered. We can always use volunteer. We are a volunteer organization. No one gets paid for anything. We put in lots of hours, depending on what we're doing, and we're only solely funded by donations. So we always appreciate help that way. I do want to say one other thing. We also put on little educational presentations. Besides the Being Prepared workshop, we have done the first aid in the home recently.
Which is on the website.
Yeah, and which is, the idea, what can you do in your home for an emergency? And then also falls prevention.
Falls, as in fall
falling
down.
down.
Okay.
Right. So we've done both those presentations. Our website is full of all this information and videos. In fact, we're working on the falls presentation, so you could just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have videos that will show you just short instructional things like how to properly use a walker and how to these kinds of helpful health aids, and there's so much to go and look at our website, boquetehealth.org.
That's amazing. When I moved here 11 years ago, you guys had just been kind of getting it together, and you really progressed to become a big part of the community, that because we do have a lot of more elderly expats here, and to know that there is something, we're not the United States, we don't respond the way they do in the United States, and people that are getting older are a little bit worried about that. So it's nice to know we have something here, but I think the buddy thing is really important, that somebody knows something about you.
You want to talk about the art auction real fast?
Oh,
I know
that's
it's kind
nice.
of-
An art?
Right. So, we do some fundraisers. One is that matching fund drive that I just talked about, that's associated with the blood drive. Coming up in September, we're going to do a art auction. We did this last year. It was strictly online. This year, we're hoping that it would include a little art show, perhaps little wine tasting, some kind of event. We're working with Chris Young on something like that. Chris McCall, who is our genius creative director, is in charge of that, and anyone who is willing to donate a piece of art, like jewelry or watercolor or whatever it is, then we'll have it on our art auction site, and I believe then at the show too. So it's a little work in progress right now, but we'll be advertising that too. Again, you could go to the website if you want to say, I've got something I want to donate.
Very nice.
There's lots of ways to help Boquete Health and Hospice.
Well, and certainly if anyone wants additional information and has my WhatsApp handy, I'll be happy to help you, 6456-8539, and I will be happy to put you down for whatever you want additional information about, because I am that person with the calendars and the reminders, and I use spreadsheets, and I'm basically a nerd.
There's a couple of things I'd like to add. One is our services are both in Spanish and English to both communities.
Okay.
So that's important. Cause
That's where it came out different. When I first moved here, you were only providing English care to the English-speaking community, but you've moved on to the Spanish.
Right,
That's really
right.
important.
Right, and everything that we do, that we may, everyone that answers the phone may not be bilingual, though.
But
2
we
out
have
of
a
3.
bilingual team
Right.
now that
That
really helps us.
Right.
So that's actually another area where you could use volunteers.
Sure.
absolutely, absolutely.
So when we were talking about the medical loan equipment program, the majority of that equipment has gone out to Panamanians.
That
Which-
is who
yeah.
got it from me.
Yeah.
My neighbor had a need for that, and they asked me, knowing that I'm the neighborhood nurse,
Right.
they said, we need these, and I said, I can get that for you. And it was really easy.
There's one other thing, I'll do it real fast. The Magic of Music is also on the website, and just check that out. Some playlist for healing with music. It's not all. It's got lullabies on it. It has some nice jazz on it. But it just have the healing parts, the parts where you're using the megahertz to do healing and those kinds of things. And we'll be having something.
Right there, this is more of a focus. We started this Magic of Music program as if someone's in bed and just needs some entertainment. Here's a little MP3 player with the earbuds. Play some. What's your favorite music? We'll download it for you. But now we're going into more of the wellness of music, and one of our new co-team leaders, Art Blevins, has a scientific background on this. You'll notice in the newsletter this week, that's coming out this week, it's going to be talking about sleep and music helping sleep. So there's different frequencies. I mean, there's more to this than just, turning the radio on and listening to Radio Cherokee, the girls.
Of course, that's the most important thing, but there are.
Yeah, that's the most important one.
Well, that's actually a beautiful segue into our next song, isn't it, Bolivar?
Okay, perfect. Let's go. Oh. You're doing?
Now if you feel that you can't go on because all your hope is gone and your life is filled with much confusion until happiness is just an illusion and the world around is crumbling down, darling, reach out, reach out for me, reach out for me. I'll be there with the love that will shelter you. I'll be there with the love that will see you through. When you feel lost and about to give up, 'cause your best just ain't good enough, and you feel the world has grown cold, and you're drifting out all on your own, and you need a hand to hold, darling. Reach out. Come on, girl. Reach out for me. Reach out for me. Ha. I'll be there to love and comfort you, and I'll be there to cherish and care for you. I'll be there to always see you through. I'll be there to love and comfort you. I can tell the way you hang your head. Now you're afraid. And through your tears you look around. But there's no peace of mind to be found. I know what you're thinking. You're alone now. No love of your own. But darling, reach out. Come on, girl. Reach out for me. Reach out. Just look over your shoulder. I'll be there to give you all the love you need, and I'll be there. You can always depend on me. I'll be there.
Welcome back to the Radio Gals, and we are live with hospice and home care in Boquete. Boy, I'm having a brain wave there. And Lori, you wanted to give us a little bit more information about what's going on?
Well, what I want to just say real quickly is this group was founded in 2007 by John and Babby Earl, and as a hospice organization, because they were involved in that back in Vermont. Since then, it has morphed because we didn't have as many people dying, which was a good thing. So that's where we added in the Boquete Health and Hospice, because we knew there are people that need help. They're in the hospital, they have some accident or something, then they're coming home, they need equipment, they need some meals, they need someone to go run, get their prescriptions or get some groceries or some kind of support like that. So that's where we've expanded so much. And actually the medical equipment part, including the oxygen concentrators, has really grown big. And then we kept seeing other health initiatives that fit, and that's how we've become so big, and in the blood donor program, all these things. Remember, this blood drive is coming up June 12th, and we appreciate anyone who wants to donate blood, or if they want to just make a pledge and donate money, that would be fantastic. Thank
But
you.
isn't it amazing how many people in the community are willing to volunteer their time and
Yes.
help their fellow expats or locals that, you know, there's a lot of nurses available, there's doctors, there's a lot of different people. You need people of all different.
Yeah, we have tremendous volunteers,
Oh, we do.
and so many of them we had to say, divide them up into teams. So not everyone wants to sit by someone's bedside as they're dying, but they don't mind bringing a meal or going and delivering and putting together a hospital bed.
That's wonderful. So we really appreciate you both, Lori and Liz, coming in today and letting us know about the program, and maybe in the future you can come back again and tell us about what new things you have going on.
Hey, well, thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
And I guess we have Denise with the calendar events now.
Well, I've got a few things here. First of all, I wanted to say a huge thank you to the local artist, Mary Ellen Watts. She's the person that did the beautiful bus stop mural right outside the Handicap Foundation.
But you know, Rusty helped her with that. Rusty Castillo.
Yes, she did. And
She
Rusty
helped-
also did a beautiful little video of that, too.
Yes.
So, yay to our beautiful artists that are helping to make Boquete even prettier. For those who might be interested in flights between Bocas del Toro and David, Bocas Air is initiating a route today.
Yay!
And you can get that information at www.bocasair.com.
I wonder who that is. Maybe that's the old Perilous planes or something.
So,
Have you heard anything about that, Bolivar? That's wonderful. Can you imagine? I did that once when it was with, I think it was Air Panama that had it.
mm-hmm.
And it was 10-minute flight.
Wow.
It was fabulous. And it's a 4.5+ hour drive when the road is still okay.
Well, we wish them all the best of luck and
Woo.
hope that it's a success. Isabella's Bakery downtown in Boquete is now offering a selection of frozen foods, including empanadas, enchiladas, and 3 types of ice cream.
Cool.
They are located about 1 block south of the police department if you haven't already had the pleasure of going by there and enjoying it. Over at the library, they are still carrying on the exhibition for Arte es Trabajo. And didn't you tell me that you'd already seen that, Dee?
Yes, I have. And it is really, I'm actually going to buy a piece.
Awesome.
Yes. Some of them are just amazing. And some of the prices were very reasonable.
Now, for any of us that have been to the Pinnacle store, you remember the wonderful upholstery shop in David?
Yes, over by the Hotel Ciudad.
Unfortunately fell victim to a fire. Well, the good news is they are back up and operating again. They are in the Hotel Los Rivera in David, and the number there is 774-2732.
And like you said, we can't give directions, but you can just put in that
Yep.
Hotel Las Rivera in there and you can find it.
Absolutely. May 25th, there's going to be bingo at La Posada. This is sponsored by the ACC Boquete, and it will be Tuesday, May 25th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Good luck.
Right? Good luck. Larry's Place Boquete, out where the Texaco station is at Plaza Anita, wanted us to let you folks know that not only are they selling, but they are buying furniture. So if you have some pieces that you're looking to get rid of, Sean Trollope is looking to help you out with that at 6324-3820. May 27th at the library, one of the Boquete chats is going to be about SETI in Boquete. Now, I know that everybody wants to know what SETI is, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And this is actually a huge initiative. I did a term paper on this a few million years ago when I was in college. And there is actually a huge worldwide group that uses downtime in your computers to search for extraterrestrial intelligence. If you're interested in joining that chat, it will be at 11 o'clock on May 27th. You will need a reservation by emailing chats, CHATS, at eventsbolquete.org. Our folks in Bocas del Toro are working on their recycling, and they've got a program now called Wasteless World Recycling. Wasteless World Recycling. You can contact Tom at wastelessworld.com for more information about that.
Woohoo for them.
Yes.
And recycling. Yay.
On the other end, we've got the Volcan Market. On May 28th, that will be at Corazon de Cielo from 9 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock. And that they are observing the COVID protocol, so you will need to wear a mask and do social distancing. June 5th, in Puerto Armules Reforestation Project, they're going to be having a cleanup day. The contact there is Bethany at 6861-1768, and that is the Eco Amigos Reserva Forestal Barú. And they are doing their best to help the reforestation of this area.
Nice.
And then, of course, as you heard our folks from Boquete Health and Hospice mention, June 12th is World Blood Donor Day from 7 to noon at the Animale Center. 6590-2000 for that one. And with that, we would like to have Dee tackle the word of the day. And what is the word of the day, Dee?
Oh my. Let's see if I don't strangle it. Quisquioso.
How is that, Bolivar?
Quisquilloso.
Quisquioso. It's an adjective that means fussy. But be careful because it's very close to another word, cosquilloso.
Cosquilloso.
Cosquilloso, which means ticklish. So Boulevard, how would we say he is fussy about being ticklish?
Okay. Let me try. Es muy quisquilloso porque es muy cosquilloso.
He's very fussy because he's very ticklish.
Yeah.
So much fun with this language. I absolutely love it. All right. Bolivar, let's give us one more song
Okay.
before we head out for the day.
Okay, give me a second. Here's the fourth song of the day. Let's go.
When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand and nothing's going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yeah, babe, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud now. Soon I'll be knocking on your door. You just call up my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yes, I will see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, yeah. All you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, ain't it good to know that you've got a friend? People can be so cold. They'll hurt you and desert you. Well, they'll take your soul if you let them. Oh yeah, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Oh baby, don't you know about winter, spring, summer, or fall? Hey, now all you've got to do is call. Lord, I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. You've got a friend, yeah. Ain't it good to know you've got a friend? Ain't it good to know you've got a friend? Oh yeah, yeah, you've got a friend.
Well, welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in to the Radio Gals with Dee and Denise on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM. Thank you to our engineer Boulevard. Muchas gracias to Radio Cherokee for hosting the show. Thanks to our sponsor, don't forget the Tuesday Market at Tap Out. Please wear your mask, practice social distancing, and wash your hands. Let's work together to keep us all safe and healthy. Want to help keep Boquete beautiful? Join the Basura Busters Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. in front of the sandwich shop. Bag grippers and gloves are provided, and new volunteers receive a t-shirt on their third time. It's a really pretty one. It's bright yellow, and so you don't get run over. Mondays and on Fridays at noon, enjoy DJ Mike Weber's Strange Brew Music Show. Love it.
Love that show.
Love it. Every Friday at 10 a.m., tune in to Al Stefanelli's Boquete Now. Saturdays at 10 a.m., tune in for Dr. Shannon Tours, Talking with Your Doctor.
I don't know if we ever get to say it often enough, but Al Stefanelli does a wonderful job of keeping the community updated with news announcements and information from the government of
Online.
Panama.
I always know what's going on.
Another one of our favorites, Pitas Grill on the main road in Alto Boquete. They have the best burgers in town. Is that correct, Bolivar?
I hear that.
They've also got chicken and ribs and a combo for $5 that includes ribs, chicken, meat, potatoes, and yuca. They've got a pretty little covered patio next to their artsy garden. Call 720-3208, dine in or carry out. Are you guys able to do carry out with the Sunday lockdowns, Bolivar? Yeah?
Sure.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
Well, thank you all for being with us today. Hasta luego from the Radio Gals, Dee and Denise on Radio Cherokee 103.3. We'll see you next Monday right here on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Your day